Thanks very much, Lillian. My name is Grant Robertson. I'm the Labour Party candidate here in Wellington Central. And I'm really pleased to be able to be here today to support Fairtrade Fortnight. Firstly, my thanks to everyone involved in organising Fairtrade Fortnight. I think it's been a fantastic event, and particularly Christian and Lillian and everyone at Trade Aid who's done a great job in promoting Fairtrade products. Fairtrade is something that I think all Wellingtonians should feel passionate about. Fairtrade, as we've heard from earlier speakers, gives a chance for individuals in a country like New Zealand to contribute to the livelihoods of people in countries where they're a lot less better off than we are. Fairtrade's about making sure people get a fair return for their products, that farmers and growers get fair returns, fair prices, and can live sustainable livelihoods. And that's something that in a country like New Zealand we take for granted, but it can't be taken for granted for producers in developing countries. It's easy to get quite depressed about the state of the play in terms of food security in the world and wonder what you can do. And that's why events like Fairtrade Fortnight are incredibly important, because they make sure that we can all play our part. We can play our part as individuals, and there's been a lot of events during Fairtrade Fortnight, things like the Fairtrade Coffee Break, the checkout scheme where you can rate your supermarket's Fairtrade products, where you can, as a consumer, actually make a difference. But the thing I want to talk about today is about Wellington and about what Wellington as a community can do to be a Fairtrade community. And my challenge for Wellington is to make sure that we become a truly Fairtrade city. To do that, we need to ensure that we have products sold in our stores and in our cafes that are Fairtrade products, and that you as individuals work with your friends and your colleagues in your community groups or in your workplace to ensure that you make sure you're purchasing Fairtrade products. Now, Wellington is a coffee city, and I'm very proud of that. I drink a lot of it myself, and I think that's the starting point for Wellington being a Fairtrade city. Over 50 cafes in Wellington sell Fairtrade coffee. One of them, People's Coffee, is down here to our left, and they've got a new store down the road in Garrett Street. People's Coffee and other outlets around the city are selling Fairtrade coffee, and you can make the choice to purchase that both in your day-to-day lives but also in your workplace or in your community group. And I'm part of a group called the Wellington Fairtrade Communities Initiative that's trying to establish Wellington as a Fairtrade city. So if you're interested in getting your workplace or your community group buying Fairtrade products, there's some information about it on the stalls down here. And eventually we're taking this to the City Council to get them to pass a motion to declare Wellington as a Fairtrade city. For me, Fairtrade is a part of sustainability. And if Wellington's going to be a sustainable city where we look after our environment and we look after the people in it, we can set an example by purchasing Fairtrade products that start developing those sorts of livelihoods for people in developing countries. So thanks very much again for listening to me and for coming along today. Support Fairtrade in Wellington, support the Fairtrade Wellington, the Communities Initiative, and let's make Wellington a Fairtrade sustainable city. Thank you.